Jeez.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Did you just play back what we were saying?
I cancelled the recording by accident.
But it played back, but something went real slow motion or something there, kind of.
Oh, that was the
thing.
That was the team show.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, we're back.
but anyway, went on the. This is what I was going to tell you.
Oh,
I forgot to say this here. I was on the way up, train.
mm-hmm.
Went for a piss.
Yeah.
And do you know the way when you fucking go into the, one that goes.
Yeah, like Star
around.
Trek toilet.
Yeah.
Mm.
Since when? Do you know when you hit lock?
Yeah.
They don't say it anymore. You wonder,
Just talk back to you.
door secured.
No way.
That doesn't happen anymore.
It's a bit annoying though when you've no intentions of being in there for too long and she won't stop telling you to lock the door. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, lock the door. Lock it.
Secured.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you know the little toilets still do it, and the little toilets, it echoes in there, man. It fucking fills your ears.
It doesn't do. I think only the little fancy noise trains do it now.
Do they?
Anyway,
The fancy noise trains, but the fancy noise trains don't have the room for the bigger toilet. They only have them little fucking.
true.
So actually, recently, they always put them new trains, right, which have no standing areas on at peak times.
The standing area they do have is around the toilet, and it's
tiny.
pure like
It's tiny, but they always
mashed up against each other.
Put them on at peak times, so you're literally always cramped on it. But I was standing not that long, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was literally standing beside the toilet because it was that packed. And one lad went in and he looked a bit rough, to be fair. Went into Jackson. I was like, sorry. Went into Jackson, and then another girl came up, and I mean, man, she was pint sized, right? Like she was literally so small. It was fully grown woman, but she was tiny. But she wasn't tiny enough to be a little person. Do you know what I mean? She was just at the cusp. And I was looking at her going, fucking hell, man, she's small. But she was waiting to get into the toilet.
She wasn't a midget.
No, she wasn't a midget.
I'm trying not to say.
She wasn't, but she was waiting to get into the toilet. So I was just standing there. But you know when you're that in close proximity, you can't even have your phone out because you're going to hit somebody in the head with it. Like
it's awkward as fuck.
You're holding it like right up to your face.
That's alright for me, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
For the average
down
size
low,
man.
like, do you know what I mean? Thanks for calling me average. But this guy came out of the toilet, right? And your one was kind of like judging how she was going to get in there, and your man just kind of went, come on, get in, like, do you know what I mean? And she went in, he turned around to me, he goes, jeez, you fucking put her in your pocket, wouldn't you? And I was there, I was like, yeah, man, like, you can hear everything from inside them toilets, like, do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, man, you good, yeah.
Were we on one of them toilets before? On them toilets, one of them trains before, and I took a shit, and Robbie Faulkner got on at some random station.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Remember, we were coming back from somewhere. Now, I'm not even sure we were on the Bear. I think we were just coming back from town. And he hopped on somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
And
you were just
he just got on the train.
And you were coming out of the
And I was just coming out and I was, oh my God, what the fuck is that? And the smell, yeah.
I do, that does actually ring a bell. But speaking about trains, right, weirdly enough, I was on the Dart coming home from work one of the days.
Not a train. That's not a train, that's Dart.
That's what I said.
That's not a train.
Fuck off. But I got on and it was on the split shift, so it was about, I'd say, 1:45-ish. And I got on the train. Now, it wasn't packed, but it wasn't empty either. Like, there was a good few people on the carriage, but you could get a seat pretty handy enough. And I walked on, and one of the only seats really was the ones beside where this guy was sitting. And as I got on the train, this guy had his phone out, right? His feet up on the seats, which obviously I'm not complaining about that. I do that myself all the time. But he had his phone balanced on his legs, watching a TV show, full blast, no earphones in, right? I don't know what TV show he was watching because I know that's your next question.
It's real weird that you say this actually, but keep going.
But he was watching a TV show full blast, eating a packet of cheese and onion crisps, right? And I mean, these weren't like potato cheese and onion, I don't know, these gourmet cheese and onion, the stink of cheese.
A big bag.
A big bag, right? I was looking at it going, the audacity, right? This
That's
goes
just
back to,
loving
remember
life.
we were talking about the ice cream walking down the street. Cheese and onion crisps on a train, right?
Nah.
But while watching a TV show full blast, I was like where do you get off, right? But this wasn't even it. I was sitting there and I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm going to say this on the podcast. But then he gets up, right, at a stop, turns off the phone, gets the crisps, did the whole empty the bag down the neck, like
got
straighten it out.
Yeah, got the crumbs down
the neck. And then he stood up and he brushed himself off, and he was brushing crumbs off his shoulders. If you have to brush crumbs off your shoulders, maybe it's time to stop eating crisps on the train. Like, do you know what I mean?
That shit you do when you're lying on your sofa.
He just completely fucking He shed cheese and onion off himself before leaving the train. I was looking, going, what
God.
the fuck?
This lad was, this lad was having a proper slumber.
The chap was having his little lunch break on the train.
Oh, that's weird. Actually, now that you're saying that about like full volume,
yeah.
When I was coming up here, same journey. When I had to transfer over to the Dort,
Yeah.
is that my line? It pulled up, but there was a woman on the. I had my earphones in. I seen some woman on the sitting there with the laptop. Don't know, there's no table. There's just like the chairs in front of you. She had her laptop on the chair in front of her, but like she was clearly on a Zoom call.
Right.
Looked like a businesswoman of some description. Like, you know what I mean? She was definitely on like a work Zoom call. So I couldn't hear anything or nothing like that. So fucking I got onto the train, was listening to music, but then my phone fucking acting the bollocks. Music stopped. She was just doing a Zoom call with no earphones in, just full blown talking, and she was so loud of speaking as well.
She was just having a proper conference call on the Dart.
Blown, but obviously it was coming towards the end of it.
Yeah.
So she was sitting on this is where the train like finishes and then goes back the way, because it was going back to Bray. Is it that goes up? No,
if you're going,
yeah, it was going Bray.
Yeah,
Greystones or Bray, but this is like you said Bray anyway. But she obviously wanted to finish this call. I was like, oh well, it doesn't leave for 6 minutes, and just stayed there literally until 1 minute.
Is that when it stops at Malahide?
Malahide, yeah, it was in Malahide, yeah. And she was sitting there, and it was full blast. There was no one on the train then when she got off.
I was going to say,
she kept going. It was full. I not entirely, but she was so loud. And then when the person was talking back, that was like full blast as well. I'm like, surely, like
that's not the place.
Like you could, but if you put your ear, like, okay, you want to finish the call before you get off or whatever. But like it was full blast. I was like, that is insane. But she was obviously doing that the whole way down before I got there, and then literally as the train was about to leave, she like hung it up and went. I'm like, oh my god, what level of confidence does a person have to do something like that?
But my question was, what if she had actually already missed her stop, right? But she had no other choice but to continue the call.
Back.
But she was actually supposed to get off a fucking Clongriffin or something like.
No, she got up, yeah, packed it up, off. She just wanted to finish the call.
That's mad.
Like, I don't even really like talking on the phone. Like, no loudspeaker, no, like I feel like when you're,
it's too much. Like I've had to do it.
There's a good few people on the train. You're like talking. You're like,
I've had to do it, but I warn people. I say I have you on loudspeaker because my earphone won't fucking work.
Not if you're on loud, but even without being on loudspeaker, or anything, like just you're on the phone. I'd be like, yeah, you try to keep it real. Like I even sent you a voice now, and you're like, man, I didn't hear most of that.
Yeah, you were trying
I was trying to keep it low, like because there's a load of people on train. Even though I wasn't saying anything,
I actually
shouldn't be heard. Like,
yeah, it's like a natural.
It's just a bit weird. Like, it's
a reflex
or something. Yeah.
Well,
so don't eat crisps. Don't take phone calls.
I had to send a voice now.
But drinking cans is fine.
Drinking cans and being obnoxious, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But don't be taking business calls and eating cheese and onion crisps, like, or even.
They'd be like whipping out your laptop and just like listening to music, just full blast. Like it's weird.
But that
and I've seen that happen. Like
that was different to me. The different thing to me was, it wasn't listening to music full blast. It was watching a TV show.
How could you concentrate on that?
But he was full blown. Like he was sitting on his couch at home, eating a bag of crisps, full confidence, jacket, scarf, hat on.
I can't even do that on a plane. Like if you have a laptop on a plane and you have earphones in, trying to watch a program,
it's hard to concentrate.
Can't get into it.
You know you're not in your comfort zone. You know you're on a plane.
And even though earphones in, it's not the same.
The only time I've ever watched a TV show on public transport was Squid Games. Isn't that weird?
That is very weird.
Purely because I knew Amy was going to go ahead of me and I was in work on the weekend or something like that.
Catch up.
So I was basically going, I'm going to catch up on this so that I'm at the same place as her when I get home.
That is bizarre.
That was commitment. But other than that, it's podcast.
Otherwise, you're just going to have to do it as soon as you go home and then try and catch up again. Anyway.
Do you know what I mean? To me, it was like, well, I have this fucking close to an hour and a half train journey. I'm gonna watch Squid Games, and then I'd even have some time to go home and watch Squid Games as well on the train. Do you know what I mean? So it was the only time. But I had earphones. I wasn't just watching it out loud.
Yeah, that's
and I watched it.
That's psycho shit.
But see, it was easier for me because I watched it in Korean with subtitles, so I could have watched it with the volume down.
How's that easier? I can't do so, man. Do you know what? We are delving off way in a different direction.
We are.
What Christmas episode?
Fuck Christmas, man. Squid
Yeah,
Games.
Squid Games and fucking crisps all over your bollocks.
Speaking of, not necessarily Christmas, I actually had a thing.
Right, so it's a Christmas episode. And we're speaking not necessarily of Christmas at all.
It's kind of half Christmas based. I suppose you could
half Christmas, half Hanukkah.
Yeah.
With a little mix of.
I thought you weren't a fan of the Hanukkah anyway, aren't you? No?
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
later.
but we Kanye West over here, but
here, I hated Jews before it was popular.
before it was cool, yeah. Before it was related to Balenciaga. But fucking, I was listening to a podcast. I was playing FIFA the other night, listening to a podcast at the same time. It was Newgrounds for me. But I was playing career. I wasn't playing online games.
Okay, fair enough.
So I could relax.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. There's no high stake fucking pressure.
It wasn't online. I wasn't about to fucking kick the shit out of anybody. Like
there is actual levels of concentration.
I can't even listen to music playing online games, man. It's too much.
No, you can't. And if someone even talks it's the most frustrating thing ever.
I get unnecessarily. There was a tweet. This is Jesus. We're going completely off. But I was on my time hop the other day, and the tweet was simply, I lost in a game of FIFA, but Amy was proceeding to talk to me throughout the whole thing. So naturally, I bet the fuck out of her, and then wouldn't talk to her for fucking 3 days afterwards.
Yeah,
because
justified.
She doesn't get it. She doesn't get the concentration.
They don't get it. That's a chat for another day, man.
It is. But anyway, I was listening to Rob Beckett's and Josh Widdicombe's. They started a parental kind of hell podcast at the start of
COVID. They're like actual best mates, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they started. Basically, they started a podcast about being parents at the height of COVID.
By the way, Dean just whipped out a big note.
I did. I just whipped out my notes here because I have to remember this properly.
He tried to play it cool, like he's not reading from.
I just need to refresh my brain.
He whipped out his bullet points in a big notepad. Why you put it back down for? You can do it.
I needed a glance. I needed a glance over.
Basically, you don't see me looking at him.
Basically, right?
Do you need another look at the notes?
They started a podcast. Where's me cans? Fuck this shit.
Fuck notes. Going for cans.
They started a podcast at the start of COVID about being at home with their kids.
A lot of people did.
Being at home with their kids and stuff like that during that time. And it kind of led me, when I was listening, I was like, when we started Wet Brain Cheeks, we actively avoided talking about COVID because it was like...
We brought it up in the first episode to get it out of the way.
To get it out of the way. And then we pretty much steered clear of it from then. And the reason I thought for that was because the whole point of it was to escape from the fact that we were all still in lockdown and stuff like that. But when I was listening to it, it's actually very funny to get different comedians on and stuff like that to talk about their experience. Like they had John Richardson on, and he's fucking great, man.
That's all well. Yeah, I love John Richardson, but that's all well and good. Like, but we can't just get like.
No, but that's my point was that when they were talking about it and talking about life during lockdown, it's bizarre, man. It's bizarre when you think about it.
Dean, this is so weird. Like again, that you're saying this because one of my topics was right. Bring back another Christmas lockdown. I was going to say for the crack, like, do you know what I mean? But what were you saying?
It's bizarre. Like, as I said, I know we didn't talk about it that much at the time, but the thoughts of lockdown now is bonkers, man. It's actually bonkers.
Oh my god! Like,
are we totally in sync right now?
Yeah, definitely. We're in sync. Well, we've said this before.
Oh, we have said that.
I'm Justin.
Yeah.
But
I'm Chris Kirkpatrick.
Good. I was like, do you know what? I was actually taking a poo and I was thinking about stuff, and I was like, oh, well, I just say it randomly on the podcast. Bring back Christmas lockdown, and I was like, actually, you know what? Even last year was fucking bizarre enough. Like, only so many people could go to houses and this and that. Is this what you're trying to get to, or is like?
Well, more so the fact that, like, we can talk about that, but it was more so how different things actually were, but we so quickly got used to it, and then when you're listening back on people actually talk, like the episodes,
that was happening. Like,
the episodes are recorded,
happening at the time.
But the episodes are recorded through that time. When you're listening back on it, it's like, wow, like you kind of forget how actually fucking seriously it was taken.
Yeah.
And then.
But Yeah, rightly so.
2019 was obviously the last year before COVID. Right, so Christmas 2019, then the January COVID started creeping around, getting
March
into
bollocks.
March bollocks. That's 4 years ago.
I know.
That's 4 years ago, man.
Yeah, but only the last. I would only say the last year and half, 9 months. It's been normal-ish.
Normal-ish, yeah.
Year 100% normal.
Yeah.
Well,
the whole of 2022 has been normal enough.
2022. Oh yeah, 2022. Yeah.
But even sure, we went to the Offspring this time last year.
Yeah,
and we had to bring COVID certs now.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah, we had to bring proof that we were vaccinated to the Offspring, and that was only, I think, the year anniversary was about 2 or 3 days ago, and that's when we recorded our Christmas special. Weirdly enough,
that was the first time we were at like a gig in
ever since before you went to Canada.
First time we were at a gig ever.
But yeah, that was my first gig back from.
So it's like the
COVID.
first normal Christmas, like fully 100% normal Christmas
since 2019 in 4 years. Like.
Yeah, think about it. Because
Mad.
I remember me and my dad were only talking about it earlier as well. Like it's like, like I said, I want to have a quiet enough Christmas. I'm saying like I'm not even going to get full on Christmas Eve this year.
Yeah,
like I normally
keep
do.
it low down.
Last year I fucking got full
You
on
went
Christmas
for it, like.
Eve, and then I done all the Christmas shit of the day. I was still full, getting everything ready in the morning. Then passed out at my sister's gaff at like 4 o'clock. Woke up at all hours. I was just rattling around the place with a hangover and all. When woke up Stephen's Day, down to horse do the.
Oh, you just skipped. You just skipped.
Oh, Christmas Day just was
gone.
gone. Like that was it, done. I missed all the good shit, and like that's because I went fucking mad for it. But I was thinking, then the Stephen's Day, you're allowed to go to the pub till like what they brought that new rule back in again. Like, only like before that you could go out till 11.
Yeah,
but on the Stephen's Day you can only go out till 8.
Yeah.
We were talking about this, me and my dad were talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that actually happened. So we were like, I'm going to skip Stephen's Day. Or you had to have a booking and it was only open to 8 and all this kind of shit came back in or whatever. I don't know if that was last year or the year before, but it was similar. Only closed at 8 anyway. I know this shit was happening.
But the thing...
And I was like, I couldn't even be arsed going out because I'm going to be doing the fucking shit that I normally do with my sisters. I'm not going out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
The place is packed. They're probably not going to let me in anyway. And then I go back to the gaff and I was like, I'd rather just go back to the gaff. And that's what I did. But then this year I was looking at it, I was like, do you know what? I'm not even going to drink this Christmas Eve. I'm going to do the normal bits of cooking and stuff I do, get ready for the next day.
See, I never really drink.
Yeah, see, I always do.
Yeah. I drink a bit of Prosecco or whatever, but I never
Yeah, but I don't even think I'll have cans or nothing this year. I think I'm just going to go do me a few bits and I'm proper going to like throw on pajamas,
snuggle down,
watch a movie.
Get ready for Christmas. Get ready for Saint Nick.
Because I have to get up early anyway. Do all the stuff for the dinner. It's like, I'll go up and do it fresh.
Yeah, that's good. Start drinking in the morning.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not even going to drink till I get to my sisters now.
Oh,
like this, I'm going full.
Okay.
Like, and then I was like, right, Stevens. That's why I was like, Stevens Day pubs are actually back to normal. Everyone's gonna go fucking bonkers.
True.
So I'm like, I might even skip that, and I love a Stevens Day.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it, I was like, I'd rather just sit around with the family and stuff like that and have like a good buzz.
Yeah.
Like
we go to
maybe
on
maybe on the way back to mine. I might stop into the pub, but honestly, it's gonna be fucking chaos.
The 20.
So I'm thinking I might just go out like the Friday after or something like that because it's the way it's falls this year is like
it's a bit
rolls into it. Like I mean, Christmas Day is on a Sunday, I think. Stephen's Day is the Monday. I'm back in work Tuesday, and then it's coming close to New Year's. I might just go out the weekend. I actually think I'm just gonna do a wholesome family Christmas this year.
Well, all you have.
I'm looking forward to it because I'll be like, that'd actually be nice because I normally just get rat-arsed.
But see,
and normally it's funny, but last year it wasn't even that funny. I woke up and felt
I
woke up on the sofa. Man, I fell asleep on the sofa, right? My sister's gaff after we'd something to eat and all that, and I was already locked, barely anything because it was that bad. I lay down on the sofa, put my feet up against the wall. It was only a little two-seater, and I woke up in the same position. My legs had cramps all over and everything. There was pictures of everyone balancing shit all over my head and everything. I was like, I was that person.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be that person again this year. So I'm looking forward to just having like a kind of quiet enough one and just for once actually remembering the Christmas.
See, I thought, well,
that's progress. That's growing up.
That is progress.
That's adults.
But
I say this now.
Yeah, and come Christmas to be a different story. But
yeah, no, but I'm going for it. I'm sticking to it.
I did think it was interesting that because of the way that we wanted to do the podcast, we kind of glossed over a lot of the things. Like even if you think about it, during season 1 and parts of season 2 of Wet Brain Cheeks, there was a lot of stuff happening in the background that we just never never
Like
spoke
what?
about because we didn't like COVID related
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and we just never spoke about it because that's not what the podcast was about. But to reflect on it, I think it's good. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, because I'd rather talk about shit. Like at the time, there was like people getting like so pissy and
Yeah, it was like dark. It was
do you
a
know
dark
what? It
time.
was not that people getting pissy. It was a frustrating time. It was and people who it's whether or not we're not. I'm not trying to get into like who believed in it or who didn't believe in it or the government or this or that. At the end of the day, we weren't allowed to do a lot of things.
Yeah,
that we're so normally used to doing.
It
So
became
it was getting a bit
taking
heavy.
the piss.
It was
Like,
a heavy
yeah.
kind of topic as well at certain times.
Yeah.
So we aren't the right fucking people to be talking about it.
No, we weren't. At the time, we weren't. Yeah, 100%.
Looking back, yeah, like think about it, like
Bizarre.
yeah.
But speaking about over the Christmas
So
time,
even when what was it? That video I sent to you of you standing out in my front garden, man.
oh yeah, that was
When I
purely.
first came back from Canada, and I had to like self-isolate for like 2 weeks or something like
Yeah.
that to make
And
sure.
we abided by that.
Yeah, and I
Like-
would like if that was what it was at the time, and I think it was right to do so as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I was out traveling through 3 different countries to come back home, and
Yeah, yeah.
people were dying of certain disease and whatever, regardless of people's beliefs and whatever was going on at the time. It was weird though, looking at this video. Like you brought me up smokes or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
did you like a smoke run?
Yeah, and obviously I wasn't sick or nothing, but like it was just like the whole travel restrict. That's the way it was. Like,
The,
you know what I mean?
the HSE were ringing people and checking and all.
That's right, yeah, because I got a phone call about it like not long after that, and fucking you were in my front garden. Like I was drinking cans with my dad and brother or whatever, and then you were just standing in the front garden. I was just recording you, like
Yeah.
talking. Like that was the first time we seen each other since I came back.
Yeah, it was. I know we seen each other breathe. No, actually, that was the first time. Yeah.
So we were standing there in the front. You were standing in the front. I was freezing. You were
Yeah.
standing in the front garden just talking shit to me. Like
That's
so
mad, isn't
weird.
it?
When
It's
you
mad.
think about it. Like when I seen that video, I was like, "Fucking hell!"
It
I
seems
couldn't
like
even ask you to come into my kitchen and have a can with me and my dad. Like,
no. It's like a fever dream, man. It's like a proper like.
think about
did
it.
that actually
And
happen?
it's
like,
not even that long ago.
no, but that's about
That
2
would've
years ago now, is it? 2 years ago, this
Yeah.
Christmas ish. Because that wasn't Christmas, that was October.
Yeah, but this
wasn't
would
it?
be the third Christmas I'm doing. So yeah, it would
Yeah.
have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Around November,
Yeah, yeah.
if you know what I mean. So, like, that's not that long ago though. When you think about it, 2 years ago,
No, it's not.
How strict that is that you couldn't come into my house,
Yeah.
and we were all just like, yeah, no, that's cool. But I can stand there and talk to you, and that's
But
fine.
at
I'm
a
not talking
distance.
about like over restrictions and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But just how mad it was that's how life was 2 years ago.
And we did it.
I don't know.
And we did it. And well, no, obviously we're out of it now, but to look back on it is...
It's just the weirdest thing, isn't it?
It was. And it was
Like, I
kind of
think
like...
about this regularly enough, like, you know what I mean? Not regularly enough, but it comes up in my head sometimes. Like, obviously, I was away
Yeah.
when most of this happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was going by different rules
Yeah.
than yous were.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Because I was talking, like, when it happened, right, it hit... I actually think it hit where I was before it hit here.
Yeah, probably the lockdowns and stuff like that definitely did,
And
yeah.
then it all just fucking went.
Yeah.
But we'd opened up over there.
Sooner than we did.
Yeah, like 7 weeks or something like that. I was back out in the pubs having pints now. I mean, like, restricted the fuck. But it was like... Because they weren't all mad cunts over there that just all they were thinking that was pure session.
Yeah.
So all they do was just space out tables more than...
But like, the Canadian government weren't making up fucking completely ridiculous rules for people to go out either, do you know what I mean? So there was a lot
The thing is though, it's different here because like, see a pub here, there's no pub like that over in Vancouver, like, or anywhere in Canada or like whatever.
They're all
there
proper.
is, but there isn't, if you know what I mean. Everything's more seated.
Yeah.
But you can still roam around and talk. Whereas they were just like, everyone just has to be seated and the tables have to be spaced out further. So it's not...
It is harder to do it here, I guess,
There wasn't that much difference over there. It just meant that like it was a little bit more like structure than usual, but it wasn't that far away from it. So that's why I was calling you and like my cousin and stuff like that when I was in the pubs watching football.
Yeah, I actually remember having a few FaceTimes.
There was like nothing
open.
not even a sight of a fucking pub opening or nothing. Like everything was back open over there, and I was like, this is so bizarre because that's one of the things as well. Like I was like, I never stopped working. Things opened back up pretty quickly over there. All right, they went into a half lockdown again, but it wasn't really. It was just like more restrictions. They never locked down again. They just went into more restrictions.
Different types.
But you were like in and out of lockdowns and all this kind of shit. And all.
I never stopped.
I was like, fucking hell, it looks mental over there compared. And I was telling people I work with, I was like, you want to see fucking Ireland? Save it. I was glad it was not here for all of this.
Yeah, it was intense. I never stopped working.
So I'd be calling everyone. Every time my dad called me, as well, for some reason, it just seemed real dreary.
It was though. It was a real fucking dreary time.
Yeah, sure. Only go down to the queue up to go into the shops, so we had to do that there as well. Now, like me and Buck.
Oh no, there was nothing like.
But I'd more like fucking.
No, there was nothing. I tell you, there's nothing quite like my first experience proper queuing for the shop. Was like
my dad told me the same thing.
Was like something from a fucking future dystopian movie, man. I went up to Tesco, and the queue was like, say you go in the main entrance beside where the garage is. That man, you go in that entrance, and it's all one way, obviously one way system.
But there's gaps between everyone queuing.
It was fucking Barry Neal is up there fucking ushering people in. I was like, what is this, man? I was like, what is this crack? And they had all these. They had all these. Fucking, they had these machines, these fucking censored machines to tell you how many people are in the shop and all. Yeah. So one person come out and it'd go bling, and another person go in. Madness, man! Black Mirror shit. Like it was bonkers. Right. But
that's
we're through it, and we can talk about it a bit more.
Yeah, now that we're looking back on it, it's kind of like. Yeah, fuck, that actually happened. Like,
we don't have to have an actual opinion on it. We can just I
don't give a bollocks now. Like, it's gone now. Like, alright, it lingers. It is what it is. It's still.
COVID's around.
It's still a disease. It still affects people. Blah blah blah. But like, I'm not gonna say anything about COVID now. People are like, fuck you, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Fuck the government. You still all this kind of shit. Like, you still get people, but actually, it's not as heavy. It's not as heavy like that anymore. But I was loving. Not loving, because that's a weird way of putting it at the time, because there was people dying and shit. Like, but I mean, like, hearing the stories from here, from when I was in Canada, how different it was.
Yeah, the different experiences.
So I mean, the same thing was happening, but the different thing. Do you know what I mean? It was such a global thing. Everywhere had different like things in place and stuff like that. It was just so bizarre. It was so bizarre. Should we could COVID talk all day?
All day. All the fucking day.
All damn day. So we get away from
all day, all night.
Because look, at the end of the day, if we keep talking about it, Bill Gates is going to stop me from getting an erection because I've got 5G pumped into my body.
You could never even get an erection before 5G, so
I thought it was going to help. It
didn't.
It did not.
That cellular data in your penis is not working out.
5G. Erection. But
what's an extra 5 girt? That's just
I take anything. Like I take any.
Oh yeah, I take a bit of 5 girt.
Girt length. Traverse. I don't know.
Diameter. It's that girt anyway, isn't it?
Circumference.
Circumference, huh?
Hey!
Wet brain cheeks. We're back, joke. Baby.
Yeah. So you've been doing stuff on the Wet Brain Cheeks Instagram page and every other page.
I have
not. I've literally been hiding away from the world.
You have
hermit crab.
You have been hermit. I do think a lot of that is because of your lack of decent phone. I think you would be a little bit more active if you had a decent phone.
And I only realised today that I haven't actually been signed into the Wet Brain Cheeks Instagram. I just thought it was quiet. I just thought we were getting out. But in fairness, I've been getting like notifications, just been like swiping them away because it's not hard. It's like I actually have been.
Oh no, that's fair enough. I understand.
So I think the depression's back hard now.
What depression? You're supposed to be on antidepressants.
Yeah, no, but I think I've just built up a stamina to them. Like, do
you reckon?
Yeah, I'm gonna start like double dropping. No, I'm only messing. No, I've just not been arsed. I've just like been busy and stuff like that. And I just felt like the need, like. Obviously,
I'm not busy.
No, obviously, if I was signed, I didn't realise that I was signed out because my Instagram app like fucking went haywire a while ago, and I had to reinstall it. Obviously, I never signed back into the Wet Brain Cheeks Instagram, even though I have like password saved and all. I just didn't realise.
You think that should have been your number one priority?
It probably should have been because nobody's be talking to me on Instagram or any of that shit. But I was just like, oh, this is actually alright. I've been enjoying just like doing what I'm doing rather than checking out what's going on my phone and that.
It's a when you do a cleanse like that, it is good.
Yeah, it's a mental cleanse, that one is. But yeah, I haven't been. You've been doing all the shit. I've just been like, you've been doing all this stuff. I've just been like, Jesus, we're real quiet about this stuff lately, aren't we?
I just do stuff.
You're more of a poster than I am anyway.
Well, yeah, but
I was just like, neither of us are posting. Nothing's happening here. But then you were telling me about stuff. It didn't even click in my head. Like, so you've been doing like Christmassy polls, yeah?
I thought in the build up to the Christmas. I'm not even calling this one a Christmas party. We're calling it Christmas special. We're calling it the Christmas party.
He fucked up.
Yeah, I think we're not even gonna go to the first pile I put up. We're gonna put up basically pretty much the last one, which is to do with this is really the first Christmassy thing we're talking about on this podcast, and it's to do with the tin of chocolates that you get. No, they're not tins anymore.
First of all, that's bollocks.
That should be
tins are gone. That's bollocks. First of all,
tins are gone, and they're replaced with plastic. So I don't understand what the difference
is. Plastic
was.
Not worse?
I think plastic is worse than tin.
Is tin not more like recyclable than plastic would be? I'm sure it's recyclable.
There's something to be said there. Yeah,
recyclable plastic or to be baitings over.
There is. Oh no, it has to be recyclable, 100%.
But there's
most people just keep
some about doing that trying to peel that bit of sellotape off the tin. That took forever.
Yeah.
And finally open. You had to get your nails.
Yeah, and the first one you get is a topic, and you're like, oh, for foot, boy, I actually kind of like topics. But so it's irrelevant.
Your answer. I know the answer to your.
They don't even do topics anymore. But
what?
No, they don't do topics anymore, man. Topics aren't a thing. Topics.
Well, we do topics. We talk about all hot topics.
There we go.
Yeah,
topics
right here,
left, right, and centre. Oh, there's topics coming in thick and fast over here, guys.
Speaking of which, bring back lockdowns.
You're just going back onto the topics.
Yeah. Who didn't get that vaccination?
Yo. But yeah, right. There was a thing.
Have you heard about the Ukraine lately? It's not great over there.
Lil Nas X Montero video. That was a fucking doozy. That was.
Do you want to go holidays in Kiev?
Jesus, man. What about them Jews, huh? You don't know.
That's for part 2.
Right. So I put up a poll about the obviously plastic container of sweets. Obviously you've got your celebrations.
I like
you've got
you just changed it.
You got your celebrations, you got your heroes, you have your roses, and you've got your quality street. The poll is done. It was up for 24 hours, and while not all the results are surprising, some of them are surprising. So
that's
did you vote? I asked you to vote, and you didn't.
Yeah, you asked me to vote last minute. Yeah,
and you didn't.
I did. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. You voted celebrations.
Because celebrations.
I also voted
because they
celebrations.
didn't come in the thing. They were always that long, tubey kind of thing.
What?
Like it wasn't a tube, but it'd be like this kind of shape, and it'd be like that.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Take the sellotape off that. They
yes.
were actually.
They were alright because they had like a lid you could pull off.
They were nearly more cardboard than they were. They had a cardboard.
No, Heroes is more like a cardboard thing. But like this was plastic.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And you could pull the top. Maybe there was like certain versions of it. But anyway.
Either way, celebrations superior. But we're got.
But hold on, I think these are 2 different categories.
But
it's Roses and Quality Street are the one. Heroes and Celebrations are against each other as well.
Maybe it could be right there. And maybe I missed.
All Christmas chocolates, but just as an overall.
Maybe I missed.
What was the?
Well, we're gonna go for bottom, right? And bottom was Quality Street. Now we got 44 votes.
Yeah, you said that earlier. Yeah,
3 votes. Quality Street got.
Oh, that is shocking. Because Quality Street, right?
But now I'm not shocked by this. I was
Quality
actually
Street
shocked.
aren't bad, but some of them in Quality Street are unreal. The purple fucking nut one.
No, I don't like the purple one.
See, look.
No, I don't like the purple one. But I do enjoy their.
That is Quality Street.
Their strawberry ones.
I'm getting this right here now.
That is Quality Street.
Yeah.
I do enjoy their strawberry and their orange.
See, I don't like
renditions.
They have the kind of mousy. I don't like that in the middle.
Like a fondant type thing.
Yeah, not a fan.
I like that. Love that.
You probably like that purple or that green triangle yolk as well.
The mint crisp triangle. I'm not. I like that. Yeah, I'm not too. Like I wouldn't go looking for it.
Poor man's Viscount. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't go looking for it, but it's all right. Like, but Quality Street is not. I wouldn't even consider that in any. Like, I wouldn't even have that in my house unless someone gave it to me.
Jesus.
No interest. I mean, Matt was.
People used to gift this like left, right, and centre, wasn't it? Boxes of sweets.
Boxes of sweets were the thing, and we
drop
still
it
do
around to the gaff.
We still do it. We do it for our neighbours.
So when you knock in for Christmas, here's a card and a box of sweets.
That's what we do. That's what we give sweets to our neighbours. Because what else are you getting your neighbours? Like, do you know what I mean? We talk to each other in passing during the rest of the year, so you get those sweets in a card.
Pre-roll joint. Here you go. See you later.
3 votes for Quality Street, right? And I'm gonna call these people out.
That is low enough, though. That is low
enough.
Enough.
44 votes. That's low.
But who are the?
I'm gonna call the 3 people out.
Voyeurs.
I'm gonna call these 3 people out because it's low enough to call them out, right? So first one, right, which I'm shocked by for some reason, I don't know why. Robbie Faulkner loves Equality Street apparently, and he'd take Quality.
See, this is the thing. Do you know what? Now that you're saying that be a his gaff type suite.
Do you reckon?
If I'm being honest,
I
can imagine sitting in his sitting room,
eating at Quality Street.
Yeah,
chowing into that toffee, hurting your teeth. Like,
see, they're different over there. They drink Carlsberg and eat Quality Street. Like,
over there with their smoked salmon. I love over there.
Yeah, no, I hope you invite you back over again.
Oh yeah, we love you, Robbie Faulkner. Second, this won't be the last time that Robbie Faulkner is mentioned on this podcast, by the way.
Because he voted twice.
No,
set up a second page.
The second person was my ma. I did not know, she's not here. She went out, but I did not know this about her. I know she enjoys. I did not know.
She's been eating these in her room in the dark.
Yeah, not even at Christmas.
Huh? She was stashing them away from when no one else was around. Yeah. This is my time.
Since her childhood, one purple, one a year. Me ma, I did not know that about her. I thought she was more of a Roses gal. But there you go.
Is Quality Street more like the ones that are left?
Quality Street, I always associate.
Are the boxes that are left?
No, I always associate with Coronation Street because they sponsored them for so long, right? And you know when the ads.
Well, yeah, that is actually true. That is actually true.
So then I associate Quality Street with old people. I associate Quality Street with my nanny's gaff.
Sound like a bit of Cardi.
Look, back in the day, bit of Steve, bit of Year One from Hearsay, like.
Do you know what I mean?
But
anyway,
that's neither here nor there. The third person, right, was Kieran Gilday.
That seems apt.
Do you feel like that side of the road that they live on is pure Quality Street? Like Rob Corddry is definitely getting 6 boxes.
Rob Corddry. Rob Corddry.
Rob Corddry from Hot Tub Time Machine
is sitting around eating Quality Street. Yeah.
Rob Caldwell on that side of the
was street. That not even messing?
No.
Did you?
That was pure
Corddry on the brain. Shotgun to the dick. We must watch that again, actually. I watched Wedding Crashers the other night.
No, you didn't.
Do you know why? Because it was on the telly. What? I'll get into this later. But anyway, do you know what? That is Quality Street.
That is, isn't it? That is Quality Street. If anybody in Balbriggan is having Quality Street, it's that street. I actually consider like Fancourt Heights and all that crack.
Yeah, do you know what? Now that you're getting into it, right? Now that you're getting into it, right? Nobody ever opened a box of Quality Street and it was all like needles and thread. It's always a tin of roses. It was always a tin of roses. Yeah. Everyone always had a spare tin of roses in their gaff.
The tin tins.
Yeah.
Why are you keeping an octagon shaped fucking tin? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't even know if it was octagon. It could be dodecahedron.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Might have said Rob
Sectagon. Sectagon. Is that a thing?
What?
Sectagon.
Septagon, I think, is 7 sides.
Septagon.
With
a P.
Is that not true? Yeah, like sept, like sept.
Sectagonal
is 7 in Spanish. I'm pretty sure.
Septagonal. We're not talking Spanish.
Speak for yourself.
We're talking chocolates here, brother. Right, go on.
Well, that was really it.
Yeah, so we're just calling people out for being crazy.
So that was bottom. Right, we're starting from the bottom. Now we're here.
Right. What's second bottom?
Second bottom is roses. Does that shock you? Because it shocked me.
Do you know what? It does. I would have said roses be second.
Yeah. But
I have my table of 4.
Yeah.
And I can see Quality Street was bottom.
Yeah.
Roses would not be second bottom.
No, not for me either.
They wouldn't be top.
No.
They wouldn't be second bottom.
Well, for me, obviously, like yourself, Celebrations would be
top. Heroes third. Roses second.
Nobody wants a fucking. There's a time and a place for
Roses are Christmas classic.
Yeah.
That's why it's second as well. Yeah. Partly nostalgia and they're just whopper.
They are good.
Celebrations are all the good shit.
I don't feel like
they're the mini versions of all the good shit.
Yeah.
But Heroes are like the second rate celebrations.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for
I've always seen it like that. Heroes were always like a second rate celebrations.
Yeah. But they didn't even. Celebrations are around longer as well. I remember Heroes only came out at the time when fucking TV3 were showing good movies at fucking 10 o'clock. Like,
what's in them, like twirls and shit?
Yeah, twirls and yeah, exactly. Like, do you know what I mean? Wisp is like, there's a time and a place for a wisp. It's not Christmas. Yeah. You don't have a wisp at Christmas, like, do you know what I mean? Crispy Wispas.
Wispy Christmas.
Wispy Christmas.
Oh, that's basically what you said.
It is exactly what I said.
No, you said whatever. I'm no whiffy, but
I'm not wispy.
yeah, that's surprising. What was the percentage for like? Obviously, Celebrations was number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Celebrations won.
Hero second.
So
that is shocking.
Celebrations won by only 6 votes. Heroes won. Beat Roses out by 7 votes. And quality,
is there just a younger fan base voting on this or something? But even still,
I don't think our fan base is that young.
We're not even.
I don't like.
We're not even that old. Like, it's just like
the people that listen to our podcast are predominantly 28 and upwards.
Are they?
And I know that because of the stats.
Yeah, I know. That's why you said it like that. But
there's very little 18-year-olds listening to
that
this
is
shit.
shocking to me.
I'm shocked. I'm also shocked that Kieran Gilday is casually eating Quality Street up in his gaff.
Let this go, man.
No. Oh, every time I go past his gaff now, I'm going to be Quality
Do you
Street.
remember we said at the start, like, we're not going to personally call a lot of people out?
I've had enough of that. Right?
Alright, since you said that, I have a list of people here that are wankers.
I'm taking things into my own hands now. Every time I'm going to walk, and I walk past his house quite regularly, I'm going to look in at his window and I'm thinking, he's in there eating a Christmassy wrapped up fudge, like, do you know what I mean? Or one of them hard kind fucking
What, you're just going to start lobbing tins of roses at his gaff?
Yeah, I'll start getting the strawberry ones. Fucking take that.
Go to reverse his car out. What was that? Tin of roses?
Yeah,
you should
car
know.
be stuck in
You
the
should
driveway
know,
with the
yeah.
amount of caramels in the driveway. Not having it. And I'll be having words with your ma later on
this
as well.
is the thing as well that got me about Quality Street went like tried to do it mainstream throughout the middle of the year. Do you remember they released
the
big versions of a lot of the favourites. They tried to do that throughout the year.
The main one is that they try to release is
the big
purple
one, the big green one, and there was one other one. I can't remember.
They picked the shittest ones
Yeah,
out.
but they tried to do this
You
throughout
like the
the
purple
year.
one,
What
yeah.
was that? Keep sales going, keep it interesting. Rose doesn't need that cheap shit.
No, they get brought out.
Roses knows it's the market.
But see, Roses are Cadbury's.
Yeah,
so
I believe.
They're making a mint. Like, what are Quality Street? What are they?
Just Quality Street.
But, like, what brand are they?
Check now.
Because what money are they making? They're, like, literally, they have to lay off. They
lay
off all their staff in January. Like, do you know what I mean?
Or something. I wouldn't say so.
No,
that's not from.
But they
do you know what I mean?
lay off all their staff in January and get a whole new batch in come fucking October. Like, do you know what I mean?
Things are ramping back up. Let's get the Quality Street.
It's basically like Santi.
Let's get the factory back open.
The elves have been let go. It's fucking March.
They're hardly like.
Go on, tell us.
They're hardly Cadbury's as well, is it?
No, couldn't be.
Quality Street.
They don't taste like Cadbury's. Like, even their chocolate is not of Cadbury standard. Do you know what I mean? But then Celebrations are they're Mars company, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Celebrations Mars company, and then
they're all the good bars in small version.
But Heroes would be Cadbury's.
It is Nestle Quality Street.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No way.
So you've got
stick to your fucking coffee, pal.
Milk choc block, caramel swirl, toffee. In fairness, toffee pennies are actually all right.
How can you eat toffee pennies? How can you eat toffee pennies? You had a fucking conniption fit.
Because they're hard. Hard toffees are alright. If it's soft caramel, I'm not having it.
I'm getting a toothache.
That's why you can't eat the barrels out of Roses.
Would you fuck off, man?
Man, I'm telling you the truth. The only one worth is bollocks is the purple one, and that caramel gets me a bit.
No,
no toffee finger, no fudge, all that shit. That's bollocks.
No, I like the strawberry and the orange ones out of it.
That's bollocks.
But the same with the Roses. My favourite is the strawberry and the caramel out of it. And the orange. Oh, the orange.
You liked all the ones man I used to like, man. I'm telling you, them ones are bollocks.
No, and do you know what?
See what? Do you know what the best thing about them is? Like you just said, everyone in the family has different favourites. So no one all goes for the one thing. There's always a few. There's always the blue ones left over.
But I also think the Praline ones,
the light blue ones, or whatever the fuck they are.
But with Celebrations, and probably the reason that they're top, not a lot of Celebrations get left.
No.
At all. No. Because obviously you're getting your Maltesers and all that crack, but someone in the family always loves a bounty. Do you know what I mean? So nothing is getting left.
I love a bounty.
I love a bounty, Manty. But do you ever get one?
People give out about bounties, but that's the only one they give out about in that. But someone always likes a bounty.
They tried to trial getting rid of the bounty over in England.
UK, but they didn't do it over here.
And I think it backfired really badly.
It backfired because loads of people in Ireland seen it, that they're getting rid of the bounties. That just wasn't flying.
People enjoy bounties,
I love a bounty.
But do you ever get a big piece of bounty stuck in your tooth? Man, I could be in there for days.
It wouldn't turn me off a bounty though.
No, I wouldn't.
I actually prefer the bounties out of celebrations than a full bounty.
Yeah.
I do like a full bounty, but gets a bit too much coconut going on.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just the right size. You're right. They are just the right size. Yeah.
Man,
Fun size.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That is true stuff. I'm actually looking out. Chocolate bundle, Nestle and Cadbury. Celebrations, Quality Street and Heroes. How's that? So Cadbury, Heroes, Mars Celebrations.
Yeah.
Quality Street's Nestle.
And Rose is also Cadbury's.
Nah, so see, Heroes can get away with it because
be
they're
in
living off that Rose's buzz. Like.
So they're basically kind of... They're doing well.
Heroes are right.
They're actually doing well.
Mini cream egg, mini twirl.
But it's only so many cream egg minis that you can eat before feeling like you're going to fucking kill yourself. Like,
I don't even really like cream eggs, to be honest with you. The Fudge aren't great. Caramel does my teeth in. Do you know what? Heroes are out for me. Heroes
what else is in Heroes?
Right, Heroes.
Tell me.
Right, here's what a standard Heroes has. An Eclair, which is actually alright. A mini Eclair is actually alright.
But I'm surprised that they
do Eclair sweets anyway.
But I'm surprised they haven't been chucked
Fudge,
out. Nah,
you're out. Do you know what you get in a Heroes? Same thing you get in a fucking selection box.
Yeah.
A caramel, a dairy milk, whisper, twirl, cream egg.
Bollocks.
That's out for me.
Take it out.
The dairy milk and an Eclair I'll take.
At least you're getting, like, most of that, right, listen to me.
I am.
Right, for Heroes, most of that is the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
like, there's not a lot of variety in that.
Do you know what?
They're all the same
Quality
type.
Street, you're getting different sweets at least.
They are all the same type of thing, bar maybe the Eclair and the cream egg.
Celebrations, though, is...
You've got Bounty, you've got Mars, Snickers,
Milky Way, the mini Milky Ways. Like.
Twix. There is Twix in there, I know there's Twix. What else we got? Galaxy Normal, Galaxy Caramel.
That's good mix.
That is a good mix. And like
they've got like Heroes has the selection of bars that are almost like the same thing.
Yeah, and Galaxy chocolate isn't the same as Bounty chocolate. So you're getting a fucking... And the Maltesers are not the same as anything.
That's not even a Maltese, because you have a box of Maltesers floating around the gaff as well.
It's not the same.
And they're nicer out with the little... Because they have that little... It's like a round ball with little bits of crunch going through.
It's a little... Yeah, it's a nice little crunchy. Do
you know what?
Celebrations are the dawn. They are...
Hey, Mo, if you come near the gaff with a box of Heroes, they're getting frisbeed.
Box of Heroes? Box of anything other than Celebrations.
And Roses.
I do like Roses, to be honest.
You have to have a box.
I do like Roses, I do.
Are they like upper class?
No, I think Quality Street were supposed to be the upper class. I thought Quality Street were supposed to be...
Nestle's not a good buzz anyway.
Not really. Like, what bars are you buying from Nestle? Like, what chocolate are you getting from Nestle these days? Honestly.
That's actually a good question.
Like
Aeros, are they Nestle?
No, I'm pretty sure Aero are Mars as well. They're just not in the Celebrations box.
Hey, how's Aero not made into any of them? Little bite-sized Aero would be alright, wouldn't it?
You know what I love? A little bite-sized mint Aero.
Is Nestle not all like American shit? Like?
No, I thought yeah, well it is, but I thought it was kind of like they did more so fucking cereals and coffee.
Maybe.
And then they just...
Actually, Nestle do Kit Kats, Crunchies. Why do you not do mini versions of this shit?
But Crunchies not in...
Aero is Nestle. Yorkie is Nestle. Munchies are Nestle.
But hold on, does Crunchies...
Rolos are Nestle.
Hold on, you get Crunchies in Heroes.
Not in this one, I was just looking at there.
Oh, you do get Crunchies in Heroes. I know that for a fact. You do get little bite-sized Crunchies.
Doyle bars, Snickers. Why you not get mini versions of these?
Snickers are not Nestle, they're Mars, man.
Man, I'm just looking at this thing online. Maybe it's wrong.
Nah, is it just a monopoly? Is it just between Mars and Cadbury's? Like, is that just what it is? Are Nestle and Mars...
Sorry, take Snickers out of the mix. I apologise. You could get Rolo, Toffee Crisp, Kit Kat, Aero, Yorkie, Munchies. If they made versions of them small, I'd actually respect it more.
But was there not a thing like that? Because I can remember like little bite-sized wine bars.
I don't know. I'm just telling you.
I'm
Milky
fucking
Bar,
sick of this.
Terry's Chocolate Orange.
Like mate, like what? There's loads of...
Why are they not making small versions of these?
Oh my god, like how are you casually putting out Quality Street every year and you have more quality on that street over there? Do you know what I mean?
Picnic. I like a picnic.
Could take a picnic. I don't like nuts, like, do you know what I mean? So that's not what you heard. Is
road up yours.
All right. Calm down. So, what's the verdict? Celebrations, number one.
No, I'd rather get a selection box.
The poll was right. I don't think the necessarily
Celebrations is number one. Roses has to be there, though.
Yeah, I think roses should have been second.
If you can only have two, like obviously you're gonna have more than 2 boxes of chocolates in your gaff. But I mean, if there's only 2 choices, it has to be celebrations and roses.
Roses, yeah. I like if heroes.
Nobody has heroes in their gaff, do they?
I've had heroes in my gaff a few times.
Well, I think they can. When they first came out, I think it was like another options.
Yeah.
Other options.
Do you remember they used to?
That used to be an ad on telly.
Yeah, because they used to sponsor.
I think it might be. What was it?
They used to sponsor all the movies shown on TV3.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And they used to base it around like this hero is.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
But that was outside of Christmas, I imagine.
It was, but you could never get them outside of Christmas. I don't think.
See this now.
Well, look. It is what it is.
Someone whipped out a box of celebrations in the middle of April, but like, get the fuck away from me.
I'll go and buy a fucking Mars
I'll
bar.
buy all the full bars and eat them before I eat that shit.
Get that out of my house,
If it's not 1 degree and there's not a load of fucking random lights around me gaff, I'm not eating small chocolates.
Well, not even that. You know full well if they're bringing them over in April. When have you had them since? How long are they in your gaff? How long?
What's the date on the bottom of that?
Yeah, get the fuck.
How many empty wrappers are in that?
Yeah. What culprit in your house is putting the wrappers back in? Do you put the wrappers back in?
Oh, no.
No, can't be on it.
People, brother does it. Cunt.
No.
But,
does he put the pistachio shells back in the bag?
No, bowl. We bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
it, you
bowl.
gotta bowl.
That's
Okay.
yeah. No, you have to.
I know that's irrelevant to what we were talking about, but
no, but that's
a
no. But
thing.
what's it? Everything at Christmas is bite sized though.
To try and eat
The
as
meal
much
is
as possible.
fucking ridiculously large.
That's
but
why.
everything after that is bite sized.
It's it's nearly like everything went to the size of an after eight. So in case you don't want an after eight.
After eights at Christmas are always floating around as well. After eights I associate with Christmas, even though they're always all year round.
Yeah, like who's buying after eights?
Nobody sits down. Do you know what I fancy? A cup of tea and about 40 after eights.
If you eat 40 after, you turn into a tube of Colgate. That's all I've heard.
Oh man, after eights
too
are unreal.
much. After eights are nice, and I'm not a big fan.
And they're dark chocolate.
It's the only dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
It's the only dark chocolate I will eat. Is after eights. I don't like dark chocolate at all.
Oh, I did right. I'm not a big fan of dark chocolate, but after eights,
that tin fucking.
What it is?
Do you remember
that crisp bite?
Before we come off this subject, do you remember Snaps?
I don't think we are getting off this subject.
Do you remember Snaps?
Oh my god, they look like Pringles, but they were chocolate.
Yeah.
Not great, but
orange
they were
versions of them, man. Oh,
wasn't a big fan.
I love them. They were nice. Go fuck yourself. Or
I'm all about bite-sized food.
the after
Why
eight,
is smaller food?
after eight sticks? Have you ever had them?
No.
They're like stick shaped.
Where'd you get all posh and shit?
Oi, yeah.
Why is it that like bite-sized foods are better than big foods?
It's because you feel like you can eat more of them. You go,
but they actually are tastier.
I'll just have 15 of these.
But they are tastier.
It depends.
I say it's to do with like,
proportionate to like.
No, like area surface on your tongue. I reckon.
Maybe.
Do you know the way like right? See the way if you pick up a little handful of grated cheese and eat it, that's nice because the little strands are like smaller, tastes nicer. But if you get a big block of cheese, take a bite. Well, I do that as well.
I do that.
Yeah, we do that, but it tastes different. But it's exactly you could grate the same cheese, and take the grated cheese. It'll taste different because the surface area on your tongue makes it taste different.
It's kind of like if you're having an egg salad sambo in real life. It's not that great, but if you're having an egg salad sambo at a funeral,
triangle.
Oh my god,
best sandwiches in the world are at funerals. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, it is. It's a pure funeral sandwich.
Yeah,
and it's
a
delicious.
Funeral soup.
Yeah, funeral soup.
Yeah. You can have a bowl of. You had that same veg soup in a restaurant for £6, and you wouldn't enjoy it as much as at a funeral.
Well, actually, I had the best soup I've ever had in a Cork hotel when I was down there with the lads. They were doing a poker festival, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get chicken wings," and I was like, I'm gonna have the soup. And I got carrot and coriander soup, right?
I love carrot and coriander.
And I've been chasing the dragon ever since. I haven't gotten a carrot and coriander soup.
I'll make you a carrot and coriander.
Yeah. Oh, don't fucking make false promises to me, pal. You've been promising to cook for me for ages.
No, I haven't, but actually haven't. But I'll make you carrot and coriander soup.
Will you?
Yeah.
But do.
Small foods are the best.
Man.
Small foods are the best.
Small foods might be the best.
Spring rolls.
Mini spring rolls.
Do you know what ones I'm talking about?
The one. Who's fucking Michelle?
Corbley's 21st.
Michelle. I was about to say
18th or 21st. I'd say 21st.
I think it was our 18th.
And me and you just went to our own little side. We were full.
Yeah,
we went to our own little side table and just sat there and eat a pile. It was like a buffet of like
spring rolls and chicken wings.
All we got was just spring rolls.
Yeah, they were delicious.
And all we did was just sit there, eat spring rolls. Everyone was like having a laugh doing that. We were on this little table by ourselves.
Eating spring rolls.
And they were the best little mini spring rolls we've ever had.
Yeah. I've also been chasing a dragon there as well, I think, to be honest, because mini spring rolls haven't been the same since. Oh, no, the onion rings were different. The onion rings from Teddy Burger that day, the West Ham Liverpool match.
I told you I had close to it.
Yeah, you
out
did.
Out of bars just one time. That was close to it.
You know that 18th I woke up in her hotel room on the floor.
Yeah, I know. So
four other people. You weren't there. You went home.
Yeah, I know. But we were all there. I remember. I left you in that state.
That was a weird day.
But anyway, them onion rings.
Next level. And do you know what? The only
and I've gotten onion rings there so many times from it.
Do you reckon that them onion rings are so memorable because we didn't go on the session after?
No, they were just that good.
Were they? They were good, weren't they?
They were like the taste.
Oh, was that half-time onion rings or full-time
on the way down onion rings.
On the way down?
Yeah,
the pre-match
remember I stopped into the bookies and they gave me more money than I was supposed to get.
Yeah.
Because they put the wrong... I got...
You got that different odds or
something. First goal scorer. I put €3 on the score first. And I put it on in the bookies and Skerries. In Paddy Power's and Skerries. But I collected it in Balbriggan. And they're like, oh, they put through Adebayor instead of Agbonlahor.
Yeah.
Agbonlahor did obviously score first. So they just put through wrong. I'll change it for you now. But they paid me out for like as if I put a tenner on it. Rather than putting €3 on it. So I was like, fuck, I'll take it. And then I looked at a horse. It was a 5-horse race.
Yeah.
I think it was 15-2. And I put like a tenner each way on it. And that one as well. I was like, for fuck's sake, I'm up here like a good couple of £100.
Yeah.
And we're not even
no
on
session.
the beer.
Yeah.
Till was hungry, so just got onion rings and walked up to the harvest to sit there and drink. But them onion rings, though, man.
I don't even think we drank that much watching the match, man.
We didn't even drink.
Did
we sat there and drink because I was supposed to go out for. I went out for dinner that night.
Oh yeah.
I went out for dinner that night and we sat there drinking blackcurrants, watching the match. It was a horrible match. But 0-0 draw.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Some might say a waste opportunity, but we wouldn't have that to talk about now if we had done it any different.
If we knew we were going for points, I don't even think we would have went for onion rings.
Probably not.
And they were good onion rings. But they're not Christmas onion rings.
But is there a such thing as Christmas onion rings?
There will be. So, was it? We put up a poll about like
the chocolates,
and then like if anyone has done like a destination Christmas,
like a Christmas abroad
like
type thing,
Christmas holiday as such.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm not sure if people didn't understand the question or if maybe I phrased it wrong, but we didn't, or maybe just nobody. Yeah, nobody
because
has.
I've never personally, anyone that I know has never actually went away for Christmas. Do you know the way you see
not
it,
as
like,
a holiday?
where people like
we go away to Spain for Christmas or something like that,
or we'll stay in a hotel for Christmas and do it all there or something like that.
Yeah, no, there was none of that. But I did
I didn't know anyone that's done it. I'm curious to know.
We got two buyers, and both of them are from people who are currently living abroad.
Yeah.
As opposed to holidaying for Christmas.
Yeah.
And
specifically going away for the Christmas day and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the first one was Dan O'Cudden, who has been living in Texas for a long time now. What, about 7 years, I think. He's coming back on the 23rd
of
December.
Oh yeah.
I was talking to him the other night. He's going back on the 23rd for. I said to him, I was like, I wish you were over sooner. We could have got you on as the guest for the podcast.
Up the point, but for cans though,
he wants to organise a session. I said, good luck with that, trying to get Jake on board for a session, but maybe he will.
It'll just be me and him, won't it?
Probably.
Yeah, that's good enough for me.
But
don't like you or Jake really.
But no, I'll be involved. I'll get in it. I'll get in on it.
You're out.
Not for Christmas, for me birthday.
Yeah, well, you're out.
Fuck you. Well, basically, his opinion on living in Texas was that it was shy.
For Christmas?
For Christmas. He said it doesn't have any crack or that, festive family feeling that Ireland has.
Or is that just because he knew more?
I don't think so. He
it's not the same Christmas.
He says it's like sometimes it's like 35 degrees on Christmas Day, and the days off from work aren't the same. It's not considered as kind of the way it will be over here. Like obviously, not every profession gets loads of days off for Christmas over here. Like
I don't.
You could be straight back in on Stephen's Day. Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, you're off for Christmas Day and Stephen's Day, guarantee it.
Well, I'm lucky enough that the place I'm working gives me Stephen's Day.
Yeah, so they don't tear food on Stephen's Day. But a lot of places
just
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's it. And some places don't even close.
If you're
for
working
Christmas
in
Day.
a big hotel, it could be not. You could be working Christmas Day.
I worked for Christmas Day in the garage that I worked in.
Yeah,
but I offered to. I wasn't forced to.
Yeah.
But it was like 6 in the morning
Well,
till 2 in the day.
Yeah, that's actually true enough because like on Christmas, if you're stuck for smokes, if someone's not drinking, drive you up to the.
You go to the garage, like.
Garage, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he said the food is shy. The atmosphere is bollocks. And he says he honestly can't wait to get home and see everyone for Christmas. And I'm not sure if that was just to do with maybe he's just longing for it for so long.
It is different though.
But I can imagine it is like a whole different ball game.
It's different,
especially in America, like Texas.
It's different because now I'm basing this off when I was in Canada. I know it's two different places, but they see, as far as I can see, Thanksgiving is a closer buzz to our Christmas than Christmas over there.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
But I think
people like they enjoy Christmas and stuff like that, but shit's still open on Christmas over there.
I'd imagine that. Yeah, but I'd imagine that it really depends on where you are in America, because I'd say if you went to like
I'll be different, yeah.
The likes of obviously everything is still open, but the likes of maybe kind of upstate places or like New York and stuff like that might be more Christmassy than the likes of Texas. Do you know what I mean? Where it's 35 degrees.
My cousin done New York and Christmas before.
It's
Christmas in New York before.
Christmassy vibes, like, do you know what I mean? Like
this is the thing, like that. If you're in somewhere like that, it's bound to have so many tourist people doing that kind of thing.
Christmassy stuff, yeah.
And people are obviously from there.
No one's going to Texas for Christmas.
Just say,
unless they have to.
Let's go away for Christmas. Where do you want to go?
Texas. Yeah, of course. Like what? You're not going. Like the only place people go for Christmas that has 35-degree heat is Australia.
And I'd love to do that.
I would love to experience
just
it.
Just once.
Yeah, I'd love to experience it.
Just to see I'd just like to see what a different Christmas would be like.
People throwing full turkeys on the Barbie, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like beach Christmas, like
beach, you know proper beach, like it's their summer.
That's what they do. Yeah, like I've seen lads putting up stories as well. It's like 30 degrees over there at the moment.
Lads going fucking surfing Christmas Day and stuff.
Yeah, like you ever watch? I love that Bondi Rescue. You know, I love Bondi Rescue, man. Or is it? Yeah, Bondi Rescue. And like on Christmas Day, it's just packed.
Yeah,
full of people out for the day. But it's not even like, well, Bondi is very touristy, but. And they have to like deal with like it's mostly like Irish and English that are just out session on the beach and stuff like that, but you're not allowed to drink there. But you do just get families just coming down anyway, and just that's their day. Like they just kind of chill, do their thing, and then.
But that'd be an interesting Christmas. But
I would like to do it once.
I think for maybe the likes of us, that is, or even not even the likes of you could do it whenever you wanted. But for say the likes of me, that type of Christmas would have to come when my kids are grown up now. So I don't have that freedom now to just do that at the drop of a hat. I have to wait until I'm gonna have to wait another fucking 14 years for that to be a possibility. Like, do you know what I mean? Which is
it would just cause you an absolute fortune and a headache to do it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Otherwise,
if you're gonna do that, you kind of want to be doing it as your own thing.
Yeah, like
not your own thing, but you know. Like,
for example, my dad, right? He's not going for Christmas this year. He's not going for Christmas Day, but he's going for Stephen's Day. So he's going for like. A decent portion of the Christmas period, and in the height of their summer, and he's gonna do that because that's what he's wanted to experience. Yeah, and he has no other things signing back.
Exactly. Yeah.
My littlest sister belonging to my dad is now fucking should be 14 in December, so he's nothing there anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? He's nothing to tie him back from doing that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
I love the fact that he's going to
not like leaving a 4-year. I'm gonna go do this and just be pure selfish about it. Like,
yeah,
exactly. It's not like that. Yeah, of course.
And I can't wait for him to do it because I think it'd be really
a
good experience.
I'd like to do something like that, or like my mum used to threaten to do it all the time. She's like, we should go away for Christmas, or we should go stay in like a big hotel for Christmas. Everything look after. I was like, if I'm not going somewhere really worth it,
it's not. I'm not
doing it. Like, do you know what I mean? She'd be thinking like going down like the country somewhere, even like and into like a proper like fancy hotel.
Paying through and get looked after, like
paying like proper money for it.
Yeah.
Where they like you open your presents in there and shit like that, and it'd be kind of cool. But like, if we're staying in the country, I'd rather just do the shit we already do.
I feel like it'd be a bit hollow. I feel like it'd be a bit.
Like,
there's a hollowness.
Why
to
are
it,
we
like,
doing this? Like, you're taking away all the good shit we like doing on Christmas anyway. But if you wanted to go to somewhere, it doesn't have to be Australia as such. Like, you know what I mean?
That
Somewhere like super fucking Christmassy. Like, that's even in Europe.
Yeah, but it's either one or the other. So you either go super hot to experience the other half of the world, like Australia,
mad Christmassy place,
or mad snowy, mad cold
that's
place.
it.
Do you know what I mean? It's one or the other. You can't.
There's no point in going somewhere that's almost the same as here, but you're just paying to stay in a hotel.
Which brings me to
that actually makes it a little bit sad.
It's hollow.
I know it. Like, if you have time off and stuff, like if you use everyone's off, they've time off, and it just like you're catered for. It'd be a bit boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
You want to be somewhere that's like, all right, this place is like snowed under, and we're staying here. Let's go out and explore around it. And like, this is cool. Like,
but if you're going, like, say you're going with your family, you are confined to the same amount of people, the same people for however many amount of days in a unfamiliar surroundings. And if things get boring, or if things get kind of like, well, we've looked at that or we've seen that. That's it then. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So then you're all sitting around. You've played fucking Monopoly 3 times already.
You're just sitting there having a drink. You can't even be like...
It's
you can't even go, do you know what? I'll call down to such and such's gaff, or do you want to invite... like, Dean and his missus are going to come up for a few drinks and join it. Oh, yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't mix up
You're
the
taking
dynamic.
a risk when it's...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless you're going to somewhere that's completely different to what you're already doing.
You have to be really confident in the family dynamic to do something like that.
I don't think I'd want to do it with a full family, though. Not as in, like, I kind of nearly want to, not just myself, but like, say just like me and my dad, or like me and my brother went and done, or something like that. Yeah. You could have your buzz then. Yeah. You wouldn't have to like be like, oh well, if you don't want to do it, we kind of have to sit there with you now. Like, yeah,
exactly. I know what you mean.
It's a bit of it. It's a weird thing.
Well, that's the next.
I don't know a lot of people. I don't know anybody that's really done it. I don't know anybody that's done it.
Actually, weirdly enough, right?
Like, I've been away for Christmas, but that's not what we're getting at. Like, I was already living there.
Remember we recorded the Halloween special, and I went and got the tattoos before. My taxi driver that dropped me down to you at the shopping centre, was telling me that she literally goes to Australia every year. For like 3 months, but she only goes at Christmas. So she goes for the summer period of Australia. They have a gap over there or something like that. And she just goes for that specific time.
So when we hit winter, she goes summer.
She goes summer, and then she comes back down when it starts kind of coming out with spring. And I was like, how do you find it? She was like, I fucking love it. And I was like, but are all your kids growing up? Like, and she was like, yeah, all my kids are growing up and stuff. I was like,
so you have to wait to do that.
That makes sense. Like, you kind of have to be, you kind of have to be comfortable.
You've earned that time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, if you've raised all your kids and you want to do this, then fucking go and do it.
If they have families that doing their own Christmas, like, and not everybody's meeting up for the one thing. No. It can nearly be a lonely thing. Yeah. So go do that if you can.
Like, even say for example, my ma, right? My ma's family is quite scared. So she herself and my sister come up for Christmas breakfast at my house, and then we go off and do our own thing. But my ma and my sister come home, and my ma either stays here by herself, she stays here by myself, or goes over to my uncle's, and Leanne goes off to her boyfriend and stuff like that. So it's actually a very lonely time for my ma.
Yeah, it's a lot of bounce around kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's so much happening.
See, that's the thing. Like, if only for my sister's the only one that has kids, has a family, so we all just go there. Yeah. Where it used to always be in my house. Yeah. Like, even when I was younger, my cousins would come up, my sister would come up, boyfriends, girlfriends.
The whole thing, yeah.
So there'd be just a shitload of people staying in that house for like 3 days. Yeah. And it was just brilliant. But then obviously, like, cousins started like moving away. They started having families. Sisters started having a family. They used to come up to ours now. Obviously, after my mum passed away and then we're going down to my sisters. But like, if I had a family or Dean had a family, then it might be
the dynamic would change.
He might not, or say if I had a family, he had a family, one of us might not want to actually go to there. They might want to go to the other side, and it would just start to break up. The dynamic hasn't broken up like that. Yeah. Whereas my dad would be the one that'd be left on his own, if you know what I mean. So it's a weird. It does become like, it can become that a lonely place for people. Like,
there's definitely a vacuum.
Yeah.
no matter what way you put it, like no matter what you do in that sort
Yeah.
of sense, there's always some sort of vacuum. And
Where eventually it gets to the point where it's like, oh, we've done this so many times here. I'm gonna do it, and it
There
just
has to be a
breaks
change
away.
up,
There's a breakaway, like, you know what I
but
mean?
it doesn't necessarily mean that it's always like the parent that's the vacuum. Sometimes it could be anybody. It could be anybody in the situation that becomes the vacuum.
Because it's a one day thing, and because it is very different. Like, not well here, and say like England would be the same stuff. That it's like it's someone's house has to be like the host,
The centerpiece.
Yeah.
It's the centerpiece of
but
Christmas.
then like people break away from the centerpiece, and there's another centerpiece. Then it's like, we've done it for here so long, we have
we'll
to
go over there. But the other
Then
family
that
want to
starts
stay
keep
there and
happening,
stuff.
and then it eventually just becomes your family. That's what happens then. Like,
Yeah. But then, yeah, it's you know, we could talk
that's
about the
why-
breakaways
That's why
all
it's
day.
different though, like from being away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that.
The breakaway or
There is no like I know from when I was in Canada as well. Like, not like this is not the same thing as what we were trying to ask people. But when I was over there, obviously now we done Christmas a couple of times over there, and it was more just like whoever didn't go home to Ireland for Christmas, we all just kind of bundled into someone's house and we had fucking session basically.
Yeah.
But over there, like all the families I worked with, like Christmas Day is just like you're just with your family.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your immediate family.
There's no like bundling
Amalgamation
together,
of families,
or
like-
everyone joins up here and there. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sure. I was saying to people in work that I got along with, like, my age. It's like, fucking, when you're finished your family's dinner, come down to us. We're just gonna have a party down there, basically.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, we don't like leave our family for like
Christmas
that's
Day is Christmas Day. for
and then
families.
like, but everything's just normal the next day. Like, there's no, but they wouldn't even like stay up like drinking or anything. I was like, just do the Christmas Day food and shit, and then that's
see,
it. It's done. Like,
I used to do that, and the very first year, which is actually wasn't that long ago, like up all the way up until I was at least past 21. So maybe the Christmas I was going to 22. I always spent Christmas either with my ma or my dad, and I didn't venture anywhere else until Stephen's Day. But I remember I think it was I was 21, turning 22 at the time, and I came up to meet you because we were sitting in my dad's for Christmas Day, and I was like, I actually went down with like a borderline broken nose because I had a fight with fucking McNally, and then Ken McKeown opened me up again. Oh no, sorry, Ken McKeown opened me up, and Ian McNally opened me up again. So I went up down with like a fucking nose, like a fucking spastic.
so that
And then I went there, and we had Christmas and stuff like that. And then my dad was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drop your sister to a party." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drop your sister to a party." And I was like, "Yeah, but like, she's like 17 or something." Like,
we allowed to do that?
she was like 17, and he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I want to go. I want to go back up to Balbriggan. I want to go to this." And he was like, "No." And like it was proper. Like, it was a bit of a feud thing where I was just like, "No, like, I need to be going back here as well. Like, I'm not staying here." Like, my dad didn't drink at the time. His missus didn't drink. His stepson at the time was too young to drink.
So just sitting around.
So I
basically.
literally just sitting around, and I was just like, "No, I need to go." Like, do you know what I mean? So then I ended up coming up to you, Jake, and we had Christmas night in Jake's cafe. But things like that, like, do you know what I mean?
It does get to the point where you have to break away from it. Like,
That was the breakaway for me. Like,
there is a breakaway like that. I know as well, because I always remember when I was like younger. There was so many people there at my house, like I said earlier, and then when they were less and less, the party got a little less and less. So it was more just me, my man, and dad sitting around. My brother was going out. I was like, do I have to, like, all my friends are drinking somewhere? Do I have to, like, or can I get people up here or something? Like, do you know what I mean? So it started to change. It just evolves. Like,
It does evolve,
But I always look back. They were the best Christmases.
Yeah.
But it can't keep it the same. It has to change. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, some of my favourite Christmases are actually in my nana's in Kerry. And that's
my favourite Christmas
pure
was where
family, like, pure
when I was
family.
younger and I didn't even drink. Like, I remember like the best fucking times. Like,
Yeah.
they were the best ones, and then they're always great, but like just the best ones. Like, there always is that one specific Christmas. You're
100%.
like, that was the shit.
The
That was
younger
the one.
ones.
That was the Christmas. That was it.
The Christmas. Like.
That was it.
But speaking of the whole abroad thing, the only other person who gave us a proper answer was Leanne Hennessy. He was obviously engaged to Sean Faulkner.
Is she?
Sean Faulkner.
Oh my god.
That's the second time I've
Oh
done
my
this.
god. Dean just after outing something there, like.
Robbie Faulkner. And this is why I said it wouldn't be the last time Robbie Faulkner's mentioned in the
Robbie
podcast.
Man's killed. Like, she's cheating on you with Sean. Like,
One Faulkner for another. What's the difference? I'm almost certain that Sean Faulkner has a smaller penis than Robbie Faulkner. But
There's no need for that, but anyway.
well, look, he's got
Facts
a bigger
are facts.
one than us all. Like,
Facts
do you
are
know what I mean?
facts. Facts are facts.
Regardless, she said the biggest. Leanne said the biggest difference for her
Penis.
was the biggest penis. The biggest difference was dinner. So they went out. They wore Santa hats in the sun.
Spain Christmas.
Spain Christmas. Sorry, yeah, I forgot to. They're living in Spain, and it's not obviously in Spain. It's not going to be as hot as Australia, or Texas even.
It's warmer.
But it's warm, so they wore Santa hats in the sun. Had a lot of drinks, dancing in a bar with their dog and a 70-year-old Swedish golfer named Jurman, or something like that. And she said it was very, very weird. It was very weird. It was a different
experience. Yeah.
different experience for them. But then I also have a voice now from Robbie Faulkner that was sent to me around the same time that I haven't opened yet. So I'm giving a little pause for the opportunity to listen to it and cut this out.
In case of something.
Would you make me so fucking angry? Arsehole. Fucking hell, man. Quality fucking street all the way, but then you hear the others.
Or celebrations.
The hands like our celebrations, like, do you know what I mean?
Think about it, bitch. Realistically.
I gave up the drink for the last couple of weeks. Look at me, I'm amazing. Oh my God, look at me. I give it the drink for so long, right? But then today, fuck the dog. The dog's alright. She's had me being killed for fucking weeks, right? Fuck the dog. Anyway, right, I wasn't supposed to drink again to the 17th of December. Today I got a new client and it's all good. I said, I'll have one beer. I had 7, 8, maybe 9. All's good. The Guinness is actually alright over here. 5 fucking 10 a fucking pop though. Load of bollocks. This is a great fucking conversation to show to you.
Oh, wait, hold on, there's more.
I thought it cut off.
Oh,
No.
Hold on, wait. No, it didn't.
Fucking
It didn't cut off. It just stopped.
angry.
Angry.
I presume the rest of it was
So
just
about 3 o'clock.
just the same as the rest of it.
Yeah,
But,
no, that's staying in.
I appreciate that, Robbie
was
Faulkner. I appreciate the voice message.
Yeah, but
And that actually confirms what we were saying about Robbie Faulkner picking Quality Street.
yeah, no, it's brutal, man.
He was angry about it. He was angry about the Quality Street.
I was angry at Quality Street was
The lowest, I'd say.
yeah.
Or that we were even asking a question. Maybe it should have just been
Yeah,
Quality Street.
We'll get back into it, but yeah, I think it's just cultural.
Yeah. It is a cultural thing.
But I think like Christmas is our celebration of nothing really, because we're not all that religious.
No.
But just Christmas is.
Christmas is Christmas.
Everyone just knows that's the one here.
But like even say for the
But
likes
everyone
of,
knows that's just the one here.
yeah,
Other
the
places
one-
have other things that they celebrate higher than Christmas.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
We
America
don't-
is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but
Thanksgiving
we
is
don't.
America.
And then like I'm not even gonna try and guess other cultures, but they have their things.
Yeah.
We don't have really that. We have St. Patrick's Day. That's just getting full.
But
That's-
we don't celebrate that. We actually other countries celebrate that better than we
I
do.
know, yeah. But like they celebrate. I don't know what you do, but even still, they have like things that they would do. They have other things that they would celebrate closer to what we celebrate Christmas, but they just don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, like that.
Like
Like,
we-
we do.
yeah.
Yeah. Christmas in Ireland is a weird phenomenon. It really is.
I know,
Like
yeah.
it's
But I was like, there's one thing I was gonna get into as well. Is like right, like families over here that don't celebrate Christmas because there is a lot of them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right? And like my brother-in-law technically doesn't.
That's what I was
celebrate-
gonna ask.
technically
Yeah, yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
celebrate Christmas, but he does.
Yeah.
Loves it. Loves it. His favorite dinner of the year is fucking Christmas dinner. Like
Yeah.
he loves it. But it's
and
like
your brother-in-law's from Pakistan.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Muslim, and so they don't actually celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
As such, well, they don't.
They don't at all.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't even celebrate as in like, oh, this is Christmas. I love it. It's just like we're all celebrating. He just gets into it. He just loves the
Yeah,
presents.
he loves the
and
celebration
buzz
of it,
and
like-
the kids love like the Santa thing. And
It's
all
not
that,
about the
like-
religious side of it. at
No,
all.
and it never is for any of us.
No.
Well, for some of us it is. Of
Yeah,
course,
some people,
but
yeah.
like, it's not really for majority of people I know.
No.
And
hasn't been for a long time.
But there is families who none of them celebrate Christmas in the family. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I was there thinking like, would they like find that like a real boring day, like because it's just a day off work for them, or
But it's a boring day where nothing is open.
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I
Because in
mean?
other countries, things are still open. So like,
Well,
if you don't celebrate Christmas, you still go do shit.
As much as I don't necessarily, as the same as yourself, I don't necessarily agree with the whole Catholic thing. The reason why we have actually this basically nationwide holiday that lasts so long is because of Catholicism. And I do not stand for Catholicism at all.
No.
But I fucking love Christmas. I hate the one thing I do hate, and I don't want to get into this now, but the build up to Christmas is what I don't enjoy. But we'll talk about that.
Right, yeah.
We'll talk about that
Something
again.
else to touch on, yeah.
But the whole Catholicism thing basically is why Christmas is so big in Ireland. I forget.
Because it was like the main religion of like
Yeah.
of here originally or whatever.
But it remains that way. And I think even the people that weren't even necessarily brought up, they were brought up in Catholic families, but aren't necessarily proper staunch Catholics anymore, celebrate Christmas as it was. Like, we have government laws in place for these things, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas other countries don't. So that's literally all the point that I was getting across.
Yeah, it's more of a national holiday, like literally a national holiday here.
Yeah.
And I presume like England and stuff like that as well. And then,
but then it's just a
other
normal
countries
holiday.
It's like, it kind of is and kind of isn't. Like,
It's
in other places you can be working and places can be open and it's not.
But I think
most people want to be off for it.
The main thing in
But
most,
we make it more of like Christmas is like,
it's not just one day.
yeah, it's up till New Year's.
Yeah.
And like a week before it.
Christmas
you know what I mean?
is
But there's people that are off like what? Like some people I know that are off like from like the day before Christmas Eve and they don't go back to like the 5th of January.
Man, labourers do not work Christmas at all, and they get fucking major Christmas bonuses.
Yeah,
and stuff
see,
like
this is the thing. Like, that's why it's different here. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, like when you're away anywhere, like mostly it's just like
Ireland.
if you're off Christmas Day, if you have to work Christmas Day, it's not even that big a deal. In some places, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's limited to what's open, but here's just like it's just a shutdown.
Yeah, and actually, even now, even in this day and age, if you're working Christmas Day, people are still kind of like, what?
Yeah.
If they work Christmas Day,
But what I'm saying was,
but Ireland shuts down. Ireland shuts down for Christmas.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because it shuts down, like nothing's open. Well, bar like one or two things, but it's basically nothing.
It's
So that's what I'm saying. Like for all like entire families that don't celebrate Christmas.
yeah, it must be.
So
must
they
be
wake
strange.
up on that day and it's just like, oh, we all have this day off.
Yeah,
All right, obviously the skills are closed.
What we can't do.
Skills are off, fair enough. But like people who work, and unless you're like working like a hospital or whatever the fuck, like you know what I mean.
yeah.
You have that day off. What do you do on that day? Like, what do you like?
If
is
you
that
don't
day
celebrate Christmas,
super boring? Like, you just take that as a day. You're like, oh, do you know what? We just fucking chill and do our own family stuff, and like, they don't do presents.
I don't know. Yeah,
They
like,
won't be doing presents. They won't be like fucking making a big meal. It'll just be a normal day where they cannot do anything.
but what do you do?
That's what I'm thinking. That's
But do you just treat it as a winter bank holiday? Like, do you
just
know what I
take
mean?
it as like, oh, day I get paid for, where I'm not gonna do shit.
Yeah.
But you can't really
Just-
go. But you can't go do anything.
It's-
It's like a lockdown day.
A literally pure lazy day.
It's like a
trapped
lockdown
in your
day
gaff, like,
because you don't you don't follow that
you
religion.
don't celebrate Christmas. Like,
But we don't follow that religion. I'm not getting the religion side of it. I don't want to get into the religion side of it. I'm just saying, like,
I get what you're
you
saying.
know what I
It's-
mean? Like, because I'm saying, like, because my brother-in-law, like,
Yeah, if he wasn't married to an Irish person, it'd be so much different for him over
Exactly.
here. Yeah, 100%. Like,
it could be.
this is going to sound the only people that I can think of, and it's going to sound a little bit fucking presumptuous, but like, say even the lads who run Benny's, right?
That's
I know
open.
it's open, and I know your brother-in-law is actually friends with a few of them, and the lads that own the shop across from where your sister used to have the cafe and
they're
stuff like
open
that.
as well, yeah.
I'd imagine that a lot of those guys don't actually celebrate Christmas the way that we do.
No, they don't at all. That's
So
why they're still running.
They're
their
open, like, so
business
they
on the day,
they
yeah.
decide to work. Do you know what I mean? So I'd imagine a lot of that will be working. Other than obviously people who are in jobs that the jobs close.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
It is a strange one.
It's word of the day. It's another vacuum. It's another Christmas vacuum.
It is weird. I'd like.
But it's.
I don't know who. Like, I wouldn't know people to ask. Like, you know what I mean?
No, neither would I. But
Because a lot of the families that say their parents aren't from here, but
Yeah.
the kids were born and raised here,
They
still do
celebrate
a
it.
Christmas thing
Yeah, of course.
because that's the culture.
But
and
you
they
also-
do it like that.
You also
But
don't
like
want.
there is obviously some that don't. So I'm just like, what the fuck?
I
Like,
think there's there's also a thing of not like, say you're from fucking I don't want to generalize, so I'm not going to name a country, but you're from wherever, and
it is hard to pick one that you know where to fucking offend. Like, I don't know,
yeah, of course, but wherever you're from, and they don't necessarily celebrate Christmas, but you've set up shop in Ireland. Basically, you have decided to live your life in Ireland. Yeah, and your kids are going to school with Irish kids. You do not want your kids to be left out
Yeah, I see.
of
That's what I'm saying.
celebrations. Do you know what I mean? So you don't want your kid going into school and all these kids are talking about fucking
Presents and
Santa and presents, and you don't need to necessarily go with Santa.
just presents
but
for Christmas.
Presents in general, like, I know, and it's actually the most fucking marketable thing about Christmas. It's not what Christmas is technically about.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, exactly. So you don't want your kid then going in being like, "Oh, what do you get?" Well, nothing.
No, we don't celebrate.
I know
Christmas.
that it's more and more normal, but even still, like,
It's weird. Like, it's the same thing.
it's weird.
As,
But I think, like, in fairness, most people that have settled here anyway, I think they've adopted to the whole Christmas thing, even though
Yeah.
it's not to do with religion. Like, I think they do something small.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of people who just don't do it at all. Like, what do they do on that day?
just, and I don't
But like
think
over in like America and Canada and stuff, like, you can still go to like cinema and stuff on Christmas. Like, that's a big thing. Christmas Day,
Cinema.
you have a meal and stuff, and then you go to the cinema with your family, and you come home. Just that's it. Like, that's bizarre. It's kind of like nice as well, but like
it'd be a weird thing to experience.
like Christmas Day movie sales are a big thing over there as well.
Really,
Like, well, cinema's half dead now, but like before, like
Yeah.
a new movie coming out on Christmas Day used to be like a big thing because
Shit.
so many families would go to it and stuff like that.
That's mad.
Like, do you know what I mean? They don't drink or nothing. Like, it's not like a session. It's nothing. Thanksgiving's their thing over there.
Different strokes.
I know
for
you can only
different
talk
folks.
for like places I've been to or that, but I don't know. Like, but
That's why it's hard. It's hard to pick
Yeah, I
where
know,
where you're choosing from. But yeah, I'm actually very.
I think it's more casual in most places. Even European places are more casual about it than what we are. We just see like 10 days of fucking session. Like, do you know what I mean?
Before we finish off, the one thing I will say is I'm actually quite, even though I already spoke to you about the stress of the build-up, and we will touch on that again, I am very grateful for the way that we celebrate Christmas, for the purpose that it actually, I know obviously you hit January and you have a bit of a Christmas fatigue, but come like February, you're not thinking about Christmas, but you know that is the end point for your year. Do you know what I mean? So you're literally, your whole year is based on getting to Christmas.
Yeah. But once it gets past the summer as well, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Christmas-
there is that like build. There is that time where I know what you're saying, and I would be like grateful as well that like it's time where you actually give a shit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that you don't give a shit, but it's just like
You could go your whole year by being
yeah, and then
blasé as fuck, and then Christmas
see
comes
people when
along.
you see them, but then like you want to see people at Christmas.
Yeah.
Your family, like my family see each other quite regularly. Yours do too, but like some that genuinely don't until Christmas, stuff like that. That like brings
It's a time
like a
for
time
it.
to bring together. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, not to sound like fucking corny about it, but like
But it is though.
it is, and it's like a focus point
Yeah.
of the year.
It is.
It's a actual focus point of the year. Like, do you know what I mean? You can do birthdays, but you don't mind flaking out on a birthday and that. You
No,
let down
no.
Christmas plans, you feel fucking terrible about it. Like,
You feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like you feel like a piece of shit.
weird. So it brings us to that. That's probably the best part out of it all. That's all. That's what's always been. You know what I'm like
Yeah.
for Christmas.
I know.
I've always been like that.
But Christmas is, to me, is the final boss of the year.
Yeah.
You get it's the final boss, and like obviously the build up is horrendous, and then you get to
Pays
Christmas.
off.
That's the payoff is unreal. So
Yeah.
you get to Christmas and you realize, but it's the same for me
You
every
can
year.
have like the shittest year of your life, but that Christmas
Once
could
you
make
get
it
to-
actually a fucking great year.
Yeah,
And
once you
can
get to
turn it around and going forward, like, you know what I mean.
And that concludes the Wet Brain Cheeks Christmas Special Part 1. And we will be back next week with Part 2. Right on time. for your commutes into Christmas shop. Your commutes into tear the hair out of your head. But we will be back. Oh, we will be back.
Give me those fucking mince pies.
Happy Christmas.